Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is truth and reality. Here's my definitions. Truth is something that feels real and feels clear in an intuitive sense, not an emotional sense. Reality is what the world looks like. This looks solid and real. But is it? And it's actually a different feeling sensation as well. Often reality is the story that's being told about what is going on. I'll give you an example. When I was 18, I left college early to go to drama school. It was a pretty rigorous school that was known for culling people after every term. And I actually made it through 3 terms before I was culled. It wasn't because I wasn't a good actress. They actually told me that I would do better in New York. And the story behind the story is that in that last term, I had a boyfriend who was hit by a car. He was in a coma for a week and in hospital for a month. So when I was culled, we both went to New York. And I signed up for drama classes there. I looked at restaurants that I could get jobs in. And the thing that stopped us in our tracks was he couldn't handle any of the apartments we were looking at. I didn't know anything about brain injuries at the time. So we ended up going to DC and moving into my dad's spare bedroom. And I decided to take a year and not act and see what the real world was like. At the end of that year, I did a spring drama course at Catholic University, and I did very, very well. But it was so emotionally painful that I realized I didn't have the resilience to be an actress at that time. So I gave it up. I moved to Seattle, and my whole life took another direction. I've had relatives not know all that information and judge me for dropping out of college and dropping out of drama school. And they have their own stories behind the stories. You know, their sister dropped out of Juilliard or something. And I'm not that person, and that was not what was going on in my life. It's not that I'm a quitter. I left college to go pursue my desired career. I'd still be in London if I didn't have the boyfriend. I made different choices along the way. And for me, I was navigating by my truth and the reality that was in front of me at the time. But to hear other people's interpretation of the background is a story as well. Now, you can't do anything about other people's stories. You can only recognize what is true for you. And how you recognize the truth is it feels clear. It might actually feel like a relief. For instance, I've helped some people with severe financial problems, and they have been scared to open up all those credit card bills and look at the reality of the debt that they're in. And when they do, and they have those numbers there in black and white, there's a relief. They have gotten to the truth, which is these are the numbers. And once you have clarity, then you can take action that really moves you forward, moves you out of whatever the dilemma that you're in. That's navigating by your truth. Now, people might argue that reality is reality because it's all there in black and white and it's been scientifically verified and things like that. But actually, a lot of science is story. A lot of science is theory. It's the reality that we're working on right now until a greater reality gets revealed. When the Hubble telescope first started photographing the sky, there was a big blank spot that this group of scientists wanted them to focus on. And the other scientists who'd been lined up for a year to get their turn to photograph in space were really upset because why are they wasting an entire week shooting this blank sky? And what happened as the pictures started to get developed were revealing galaxies and stars and planets and things nobody had seen before. Reality expanded into a greater truth. What stories are being projected to you in your life? What stories are you making up about your life? Because those stories are the reality that you're operating in. How does it feel to you? If you feel restricted, if you feel limited, if you feel powerless, if you feel like they have more power or anything else outside of you has more power, it's a story. It's a limited version of reality. It's looking at the world like this. A way I like to measure things is if it feels dramatic, to not react dramatically. Drama is a great indicator of a distorted reality. When you are coming from your greater truth, when you're coming from your expanded self, when you are operating with the wisdom that you have as consciousness, your reality unfolds into greater possibilities. In 12-step programs, admitting that you're powerless is a very potent step towards recovery. And when I am saying if you feel powerless, that's not the truth, I'm not contradicting that first step. That first step is about surrendering to the truth of what is, which is you are powerless over other people, places, and things. And some of those things may be substances that create a reaction to your body. Some of those things might be other things that trigger a chemical reaction in your body. And those things, your body, personality is powerless over. What's the feeling truth about that? Well, it feels uncomfortable, it feels out of control, it feels dark. There's no clarity in engaging with those things that create an addictive reaction to you. When you're further along in recovery, you regain your navigational sense and you can feel in yourself what feels clear, what feels true, what feels in alignment with your higher power, your higher self. So here's another thing. If you are making up stories about other people, that person is the devil. That person is going to lead the country into destruction. If you're engaging in fear, paranoia, conspiracy theory, all of those are bottom of the fish tank reality, a distorted storyline. It's not clarity. When you relax into your awareness of yourself as consciousness, the reality that you're observing becomes a very fun movie, but it's not the truth. This world is a creation of consciousness. Your life is a creation by you as consciousness, down to the smallest detail. And you are the one creating the storyline in it. When you are aware of that truth, then whatever is going on outside, with the neighbors, on the television, won't rock your boat because you will be powered from within. And where you start is by seeking your truth. And your truth isn't out there. Your truth is in you. If you like these videos, you can subscribe to them on YouTube. You can also sign up below to get them in your inbox. If you want to know more, you can go to my website, joan-newcomb.com. I have a weekly radio show podcast. I also put out a weekly blog newsletter. I have meetups around the Puget Sound in Seattle, Bellevue, Tacoma, and Olympia. I also have online courses. You can find out more at joan-newcomb.com, and I'll have another Mystic Minute in a couple of days.